Former Forbes 30 Under 30 Frank founder Charlie Javice accused of defrauding JP Morgan of over $175 million.
Charlie Javice could be facing up to 100 years in prison.
Charlie Javice has been found guilty.
When I was 29 years old, I had already been on Business Week's 25 Under 25 entrepreneurs list. I'd made Inc.'s 30 Under 30 movers and shakers list. I had not made the Forbes 30 Under 30 list, despite them actually being a client. And so I remember talking to their CMO back then, and he was an amazing guy, an excellent professional, great advocate for us, and he actually pushed for my name to be on that list that year. And the reason I really wanted it is because every time we made one of these media lists, our business saw a big boost in visibility, and it was awesome, right? Because when you're running an agency, it's not the sexiest business in the world. And so any media coverage that you get is super helpful. I mean, they call it founder-led marketing or whatever right now, but that was great. So I knew if I got on that list, the business would see a big boost, and I really wanted that. And so I remember that he advocated for us, and he said, look, they're great, we work with them, we should have Shama on this list. And I remember that he got pushback for it because our numbers were not crazy high. We had never raised money. We had bootstrapped our way to success. We were, God forbid, profitable on that list, whereas so many of the other folks had millions, right? Literally, they had millions of users, or they had these giant rounds that they had raised, or they were about to be acquired by these huge enterprise names. And we didn't have any of that. For all intents and purposes, I was running a legit small business that was doing a few million a year. And he really advocated for us, and we did end up making that list that year. But I remember when that list came out, I felt a little deflated because I was looking at all these other folks, and I was the small fry. I was looking at it and I was going, gosh, we don't have a stadium named after us, and this person is, 23 and they've done this, and here I am at 29 and I haven't accomplished this or whatnot. And so it wasn't until many years later, as many of those stories unfolded, that, we've all learned this, the fraud that was involved, how many of these young entrepreneurs, that this glamorized version of raising so much money, and, you learn and you realize that a lot of that was not real. It was plain fraud, or at other times it was just so glamorized. It just wasn't true. And so this, plenty of founders who are now in jail, or you see the headlines, and a lot of those people made those lists alongside me. You cannot compare your version, your race, with anyone else's, because the truth is that you don't know the truth. Whatever you see in the media, whatever you hear, whatever they're telling the press, it may not be the truth.